All right, welcome back to This Week at the Chamber, giving you the top 4 things you need to know going into this week. Amy, welcome.
Welcome. Good morning.
And good morning. Happy Monday. Tell me something. Give me some good news. How about
Good news? Well,
to start?
Harvest Homecoming was a huge success. I attended to see my daughter play at the jazz band, which Carrie, she coordinates that to make it fun. She has music events going on with all the vendors and everything, and huge kudos to Carrie. It was another success. It was a really good time.
There is a lot of work that goes into events like that. And so, thankful for Carrie Richter. Of course, we got to interview her last week. She was on the show and talking about all the things happening with Harvest Homecoming, but it was great weather, and glad to hear that it was a successful event. Another successful event for Harvest Homecoming.
Yes.
So, all right, how about this week? What's going on this week?
Well, this week we're going to be announcing our youth leadership students that will be participating. So we've had several apply, and we're so excited to let them know, hey, you're in.
You're in. And it's going to go fast, too, because we are announcing today first sessions next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so exciting times for youth leadership. Both of our leadership programs presented by Kinetic by Windstream, so we're thankful for Kinetic and their investment in our leadership programs. So look for those on probably our social media, probably a press release again today as well for some of those announcements. And if you're a student or a parent of a student watching that applied, be monitoring those email inbox, because students don't always check their email. But that's where it's going to be.
They're busy.
They're busy. So, so that's happening this week. And then also, we've got, I'll be at the Boone County Quorum Court giving a third quarter update for economic development, and an opportunity to kind of talk about some of the positive momentum that we're seeing, and quantify that for some of our elected officials at Boone County.
Very good.
Yeah. I've got the next one, don't I?
Yes, go ahead.
I'll keep going. After that, on Wednesday, we're going to the city administration, the city hall offices, talking about the Eclipse coming up in April. They're doing these meetings every other week or so, talking about from a transportation, from an infrastructure, from an emergency management side, and then also from a tourism side. And of course, they're going to need to talk to the business community, so we have the privilege of being there to help kind of echo some of the message of what they need to know.
There's a lot of discussions that have to go on behind the scenes before something like this happens. It doesn't just happen and everything falls into place seamlessly.
And people are coming.
Yes.
Whether we market to them or not about Harrison and the Eclipse. So, all right. Now we've also got a big week of ribbon cuttings.
We sure do. Yes. And we would love if you want to join us. We've got one coming tomorrow, and that's going to be a big celebration. For 35 years, Share and Care has been serving the community. So we're so honored to be asked to be part of that and help them celebrate. And so that's going to be tomorrow at noon at the Share and Care business.
Yep. We'll be there with Joy Prater. And then on Wednesday, we'll be with PenMac in their new location, and that's on Wednesday at 9:30. And PenMac is where now?
PenMac is now over there in that shopping center, over there by, is it Good Guys Pizza? I think so. Yeah. So yeah, it's a little more easy to find right there instead of being right off of Industrial, sort of back in there. Now it's right on the main drag, so that'll be easy to find.
A little bit more road frontage.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Thursday, we're going to be here in this building, but with Pinnacle In-Home Care. So Thursday at 10 a.m.
We'll go up to the 4th floor.
Yep, it'll be on the 4th floor here at Signature Tower with Pinnacle In-Home Care. So 3 ribbon cuttings this week. And Lloyd's got one more for us. Oh, Lloyd says we're already getting calls about Maplewood Cemetery and the colors.
Well,
of
here's
the
the
trees.
update. Everything's still pretty green.
It's still green.
We're going to need some cooler mornings, and we're going to need those temperature drops. But, we also need to hope for rain, because if we don't get that, when the temperature drops, the leaves just fall off with the wind. So still, stay tuned. We'll let you know. But right now, everything's pretty green.
Yep. Source of 125 or more phone calls a week. Is that on the high side or the low side? It's a little on the low side, Lloyd says. So we get a lot of phone calls about Maplewood, and so beautiful this time of year, but not quite this time of year.
Yeah.
How about our guest today? We've got Casey Scribner with State Farm Insurance joining us, talking about they're our presenting sponsor for the October 19th Eggs and Issues. So not this week, but next week. We'll be with our state elected officials. And yeah, here's Casey Scribner with State Farm Insurance, talking about it a little more. All right, welcome back to the Taking Care of Business podcast. And I've got Casey Scribner in studio with me today from State Farm Insurance, talking a little bit about an upcoming event here with the Chamber. But first off, Casey, welcome.
Well, glad to be here.
Yeah, welcome. And we've got Casey's. This is your first time in our new office. It's, we haven't had an open house or anything like that, but glad to show you around on this Monday morning as we kick off the week and talk a little bit about what's going on with Casey Scribner State Farm. So
yeah, I was. I'm looking forward to seeing your picture back there in the Wall of Fame.
Yeah, maybe one day. We'll keep doing.
I didn't see yours yet.
Yeah, not yet. But we got that Destination Ozarks magazine. I get heckled for that quite a bit.
Yeah, big time.
But so you just celebrated 2 years here in Harrison, and you had customer appreciation, and anything. What would you want to say about what's going on with your office and your team here in Harrison?
Yeah, we started October 1st of 2021 was our first day, and it's been a blur since then. So, we mentioned it, Bob said something about 2 years, and I was like, yeah, it's that fast. It's went by that fast.
Yeah.
And our office, we're growing. We're adding customer service. We're adding team members all the time. So I think we have 7 total team members now. So we're trying to grow the business to better serve the community, and that's what we're doing. The more people we have, the better we can serve and take care of. Because I work for, which is different, I think a lot of times, I work for the people, I call them our customers, but I really work for them. That's the dynamic of it.
Yeah. And people, if they're following you on Facebook or Instagram or any of those, they're going to see you're always doing like Athletes of the Month and working in the school districts. So you're a huge supporter of education and what's going on in our school districts.
Yeah. I tell the coaches and administrators in schools, they use me however you see fit, which I probably shouldn't have said that that way. No, but no, I come from a coaching background, and so I was in sports and education for 20 years. So it's an automatic. It's something easy for me and understand. And the students and coaches and families are really excited once they're honored. So we help with Omaha and Bergman and Lead Hill and Valley Springs, Jasper, here in Harrison also, Alpena. So we're doing all the local schools.
Yeah, great.
And that's something that, you see it in the kids' eyes, the athletes' eyes, that, man, this is something special. It's pretty neat. And we enjoy that part.
Yeah, and you gave a little nod to your background in coaching, and so you know the impact that a good coach or a good mentor or a positive influence in a young person's life and what that can have on them. And so if you get the opportunity to support that in some way, both from a State Farm perspective now, then that's
and we talk to
cool
coaches
passion
too
project.
and administrators that it's so, like for Harrison, we call it Goblin of the Month. Not Player of the Month or the one who scored the most points in basketball or one who did the best in the lowest round in golf. So we leave it up to the coaches and the administrators. Sometimes it's a team manager, or sometimes it's something to that effect. And we help with Lead Hill. Did their Halloween costumes. So we gave some gift cards for the best costume. We were supposed to judge it, but I was out of town. Yeah. So, no, I really enjoy the school systems and trying to be involved and trying to make a difference. And I can see it. I can see that it's working.
Yeah. So let's transition a little bit. We've got an Eggs and Issues breakfast, one of our quarterly breakfasts coming up with state elected leaders, and you're this year's presenting sponsor for the state elected leaders. And so I guess I'll say a couple of things. I'll say thank you, one, for your sponsorship, for your support of this initiative and helping us bring this kind of forum to our community and for our business leaders.